Hello, Internet. This is Ewan Spence and ESC Insight calling. There's been lots of Eurovision news over the last 2 weeks. Honestly. Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, as always. Welcome to the ESC Insight News Podcast. I'm Ewan Spence. Coming up in the next 15-20 minutes or so, the return of Crash Boom Bang. Just one more selection to go for Junior Eurovision, and get ready for Tel Aviv's Poseidon Adventure. Right then, from the top, and it has been a busy 2 weeks, let's just run through these. First of all, contest itself. Bidding has been opened by Cannes to record the postcards. You'll get a budget of 1.2 million euros. You need to have done similar size and scope projects before, so don't just think you can get a YouTube channel samples put together and off you go. You'll need to do 2 pilot postcards. They need to be presented to Cannes, presented to the EBU, and you need to be able to do this for up to 46 countries. That doesn't mean 46 countries are entering, but it does mean that the rulebook limit of 46 is in play here as well. 42, 43, still a little bit up in the air on that one. More media reports out of Israel as well. So effectively, when we say there are media reports, that is people are talking. This is all unconfirmed. This specifically here about the Eurovision Village plans. It will be at the Charles Clore Park, which is the same location as the Tel Aviv Pride parades. There will be different themed zones. There will be a main stage, there will be live show screenings. There's also hints that there will be up to 40 stages throughout the city, which in theory is enough that there will be one stage per country. I mean, it'll give the delegation something to do in the 2 weeks, but that's a lot of stages and a lot of time. Mind you, Tel Aviv's planning a lot of parties, so there we go. As for accommodation, the municipality has confirmed that a cruise ship will be in the bay providing extra accommodation. That's over 500 cabins, roughly 4 per cabin at €50 per day per head, 3 square meals included, and a regular shuttle service from ship to shore. I think I'm just about managed to get through that tongue twister fine. Look, it's worth pointing out that keep an eye on all of these options. Stay safe with your travel bookings. Make sure you check the cancellation terms. If you can get special accommodation pay on arrival and such like, that's great. Airbnb and hotels are doing there's always cancelling and trying to get you to do the cancellation and not them, and trying to put the prices up. So stay smart. And if you do get into any sort of, we have to cancel on you, say you're through, for example, Booking.com or Expedia, speak to Booking.com or Expedia or Airbnb's helpline first if something has gone awry, because they're there to help you as well. So just stay smart and be safe out there when you're bookings. Finally, our condolences and thoughts to the family and friends of Valters Friedenbergs, who died earlier this month from cancer, aged 30. He finished 5th for Latvia in 2005, still the country's strongest Eurovision result to date. On to news from Junior Eurovision 2018, which is we're putting this out in October and it is actually happening in November, but we're about 3 or 4 weeks away from the big event. Tickets are sold out, at least for the broadcast show, but jury final tickets are still available. There are 2,000 tickets that are going out to school children as well to boost the audience demographic, so that is going to be one big, impressive full hall. Hosts have been announced. Eugene Perlin and Zina will be hosting the final with Helena Marai in the green room. She was there for the national final as well. The opening ceremony in Minsk will be hosted by Annika Valoria and Dennis Dudinsky. Stage build, the all-important Get Everything Built Up, starts on November the 5th. In terms of results, just Ireland to go at this stage now. 19 declared, 18 have been heard. Semi-final 2 results are in from the television show. Semi-final 3 is happening about an hour after I record this, so you can just go and check the news sites on that one, or we'll tell you in the next news podcast. But in semi-final 2, Kerry-Ann McCreary won that one, 7 ran. One from each of the 4 semi-finals plus 2 wildcards. So Sarah Kenny, who finished in 2nd place in this semi-final, may be back for the national final. We won't know until we get closer to the time. Other news from around that, not a huge amount. We've got music video reveals from Azerbaijan and Macedonia. You can see all of them at youtube.com/Junior Eurovision and the official channel. Macedonia's Maria will give a live performance of Doma this week on November the 2nd at the Tralala Festival in Macedonia. Poland have kind of a flag that, as well as let's get this right. Do this right order. It used to be that Junior Eurovision went on the main channel, TVP1. It's not. It's on TVP ABC Kids this year. So there will be a drop in viewing figures. But it will also be going out on TVP's International Challenge, as it has before. And it will be out on the TVP HD channel, and that's the first there as well. So there's going to be some movement in the viewing figures from Poland. The song title has been announced, Anyone I Want to Be, and we will hear that next week. Along with Ireland, that's the two songs that are still to be heard in public. Looking forward to the Grown-Ups contest in May. We got some more dates and announcements to go through here. So, as always, in roughly alphabetical order, Albania, Festival attendance 57. Dates have been announced. Semi-final 1 will be on December the 20th. 11 will run. Semi-final 2 on the 21st. Again, 11 will run. And their national grand final on December the 22nd. Denmark has announced that hosting of the Danske Melody Grand Prix will return to Herning in Jutland, which is, if you like a 3-hour train ride on single track rides throughout all of Denmark, then that's the national final for you. 23rd of February for that one. Estonia will, on November the 1st, be announcing the host cities for the 2 semi-finals. It's going outside of Tallinn for the first time. The grand final of SDLL still happening in Tallinn, though. Georgia, we already knew that Georgian Idol was being used to choose the singer. It's also been announced that it will also be used to choose the song, but no further details at this moment in time. No further details is going to be quite a popular one for the rest of this podcast. Germany is whittling down the performers from the song camps down to 6 through internal selections. We've got some details of who hasn't been put through yet. Dimi Rompos going up onto her Facebook account saying, "It's not me. I'm not in the final 6. Neither is Nina Koshera, who also announced on social media, and Sebastian Schub himself withdrew." We're expecting confirmation of the 6 artists in, to quote NDR, early November. Iceland, 132 confirmed submissions through their open process. Others may be invited by the broadcaster. They're going through the selection process for the team of 7 at RUV to decide who will go through to Songbekeppen and the televised rounds. Italy, broadcast plans for Eurovision have confirmed. Semi-final 1 and semi-final 2 of Eurovision will remain on RAI 4, while the grand final remains on RAI 1. It was originally put out on RAI 2, and then in 2016, with the viewing figures going up, bumped up to the main channel. It remains on the main channel from May 2019. They've also confirmed that Sanremo will be part of the selection process. The assumption is they'll do the same as last year. Whoever wins gets first refusal, and then REI can choose anybody else, but that has not been confirmed in details. One little thing to know about Sanremo, because I like it if nobody else does. The Giovanni, the young artist selection, this contest is going to be happening in December, rather than sort of kind of like in the 15 minutes before the main show throughout the week of Sanremo. It's specifically for younger or newer performers, and the prize includes 2 slots in the big artist contest at Sanremo itself, and going into the main draw with the potential to win the whole thing. That will be televised in December, so you can have a little bit of Sanremo fun in the run up to Christmas. Latvia now. Submissions are slightly down for Supernova 2019 compared to 2018. 83 submissions this year, 93 last year, but LTV had specifically said they wanted a higher quality. They wanted songs that were closer to the artistic vision, the final idea of the song. So yep, numbers are slightly down, but the quality, we assume, is slightly up on there. Malta, we're not going to go through all the results of the X Factor Malta, but we just wanted to point out that the live final will be taking place on Saturday the 26th of January. That will choose the singer for the Eurovision Song Contest. There's no word how the song will be chosen. There are also 3 other live Sunday shows for X Factor Malta, 6th, 3rd and the 20th of January. Tickets for those 3 are available right now through the PBS broadcaster, and tickets for the grand final will go on sale later. Again, early November is the best guess on that one. Montenegro again has confirmed its entry, but we're waiting on more details in the selection and submission process. That may be opening soon. It may take some time. We have to wait. Norway, 7 artists of the 10 have been determined by NRK, but they're not going to tell us who the 7 are. Boo! That's fine. We'll hear about that one in soon enough. But what the team have told us is that the lineup is going to be relatively young performers and acts, and also the songs are going to be mainly dance, pop, and fast. So make of that what you will. San Marino. technically, there's no news from San Marino here. This bit should say 1 in 360 because the production team from the national final selection that was used by San Marino last year originally said that they were looking to do something bigger in 2020 and taking a year off. But now, we may do something for 2019 as well, which suggests to me that there's a deal on the table and not on the table and taken off again. Curiously, though, no mention of the broadcaster. They didn't say it was going to be for San Marino again. Now, that just could be because they're being nice, polite partners and not saying anything about who they're dealing with. It could be that there's another broadcaster in the frame and there will be that 1 in 360 will be used by another country, or it's all a bit of a mystery. I mean, the big mystery is last year it was 1 in 360 and now it's the second one. Do they call it 2 in 360, or is that only if they're looking specifically for a judge, or is it 1 in 361? There we go. Sweden. Oh, okay, deep breath here. Let's start with the hosts. 4 hosts this year. Eric Saade is back, of course, Melody Festival in 2010 and 2011, finishing third with Manboy in Melody Festival, not going through then Popular the year after, which finished third in Eurovision. Stand-up Marika Karlsson, TV and radio presenter Kojo Aklor, and certain Sarah Dawn Finer, who's sung at Melody Festival in 2007 and 2009, hosted in 2012, popped up in semi-final 4 in 2016. Yeah. Lots going on, lots of faces there. Let's also not forget that Eddie Selen is included in the creative team, and when you put Eddie Selen and Sarah Dawn Fine in one room, they tend to merge and somebody else pops up. Hello. So place your bets now if we're going to see our delightful Miss Woodruff or not at some point during the Swedish show. In terms of artists, of course, we already have predictions of Victoria, Nano, John Henrik Wahlgren, Irvin Garna, and Oscar Ernst popping up. Aftonbladet has added in 3 more into the mix. Margaret, who went for the Polish national final and popped up with Mike Bana in Melody Festival and last year. Magnus Carlsen, who's popped up 9 times in Melody Festival and 4 as a solo singer, 5 in a group. Last appearance in 2015 with Midmogi Gamblastan. I probably got that wrong. And I love this. Anne-Louise Hansen, who's got the record now, currently sitting on 14. If she pops up in Melody Festival this year, that's 15 appearances, back into the 60s as well. So you got to think that's in the sort of Kiki Danielsson, Osby, Tennessee slot going there as well. But of course, it's a variety show for Sweden as well as a selection for Eurovision. So you need a broad sweep of artists to reach over all genres, all going on there. Ukraine, still budget concerns in the air, but their national final is traditionally put on by the privately held broadcaster STB. That's happening again. So the Vibdir will take place on February the 23rd, while UAPBC will carry on with the organisation of the main event in May. Not a huge amount of dates for your diary in this section. Sunday the 28th, i.e. yesterday when we recorded this, through semi-final 3, so you can go look up the results on that one. For Ireland's Junior Eurovision entry, semi-final 4 is next Sunday on the 4th. Melody Festival tickets go on sale on Wednesday 31st of October. If you're part of Old Guy Sweden have got something cooked up for the tickets as well, so check with your branch ticket manager or officiator, email, Facebook list, or however you Old Guy people communicate for more details on that one. Let's see, we've just had a podcast back on ESC Insight from Lisa Jane Lewis speaking to Conchita on the release of the album From Vienna with Love. That should be the last one in your podcast feed, so you go and have a listen to that one as well. We're obviously in the midst of getting ready for Junior Eurovision's coverage. Junior Jukebox Jury will be taking place probably the 2 weeks before, so we'll do a week of Junior Jukebox Jury. We'll do then a week on the ground of reports from backstage and everything leading up to the contest on the Sunday, and then we'll be back with the regular show. So if you're not too keen on following Junior, there's sort of a 2-week gap where we're going to say there's going to be a fair bit of Junior content almost exclusively on the podcast. So, you know, if you haven't been there, at least sit down to the Junior Jukebox series, hear the songs and hear it discussed, and then decide if you want to carry on. Those of you who want other podcasts, over on our Patreon page, we've put up the Patreon podcast for the month Eurovision Decades, as I take a little stroll around some of the music from the early 1970s at the Eurovision Song Contest, and we'll be posting the latest episode of Ask ESC Insight on there, where we ask the team, what's it like to be in the press room. So we've written all that down. I will put that article up in the next week to 10 days on that one. Finally for here, 2018's Ogai Song Contest has a winner. This is where each Ogai country nominates any song from the charts, and they go into a pretend Eurovision scoreboard to see who would have. This year's winner came from the United Kingdom, and the nomination of Steps single that brought them back to the fore with Scared of the Dark. Make of that selection what you will. And while you're making that, I'll get ready for Minsk. We'll get our bags all packed and double pack them and triple pack them and stuff, even though we're weeks and weeks away. We're the sort of people who pack early and pack often, and remember to play the guitars as well. The ESC Insight News podcast this week was hosted by Ewan Spence, written by Ewan Spence and Charlie Wright. Find out more at www.escinsight.com.